All right, what is going on, my dudes? Today we are going to be ranking up a pretty interesting champion for a few different potential reasons. Now, as you guys know, I'm sure the Battlegrounds solo competitive mode is coming to the game very soon for like an open type beta type experience on the live server, I believe in either March or April. So I want to kind of be prepared, and I feel like for now, depending on the nodes present, rank 2s might be beneficial, right? Maybe we need to have rank 3s for it. I don't know. Only time will tell. It's going to depend. And by when I say need, I mean to stay super competitive, right? So when I'm looking at my Mystic roster here, right, I feel like it's no secret that Mystic champions are very good for this mode, especially if you have maxed out Mystic Dispersion. They're going to be a real pain in the butt on defense, and a lot of them are very useful on offense. So this is a champion here that I want to rank up for Battlegrounds, a champion that I'd like to rank up to potentially use for very specific things in Alliance War, either on offense or even potentially on defense when he goes to rank 3 in the future. And today, the champion I'm going to be ranking up to rank 2 is actually this one right here. That's right. How about that little sneakiness I just did? We have Mephisto here. We have Mephisto at Sig 20 or Sig 40, and today he's going to be going up to rank 2. Now, what we're going to do today is we're going to take this guy into Alliance War on a very specific fight that I feel like he's going to do well on. Now, I'm not a Mephisto expert. I've played with this guy very sparingly. So I might not even do well, and I might have an awful showcase here. I don't know the best rotations for this guy. I don't know the best way to get, his maximum output, right? But we have a duped Mephisto, who, first of all, I think is a pretty underrated champion. Could he use like a type of value buff? Yeah, no doubt about it, right? And I could see him getting one in the future. So when that happens, I'll now have a rank 2 Mephisto. I have 2 Mystic hats. I'm halfway to a third one, and I also have a 2 to 3 rank up gem. I feel like it's only a matter of time this guy here goes to rank 3. But he's a champion I've always enjoyed. He's only Sig 20, and that's honestly fine. So Mephisto is now rank 2. I can definitely see him going to rank 3 in the future for Battlegrounds or Alliance War or just for fun. But for today, we're going to jump into Alliance War and see how he does. So we got 2 really good attackers here, Mephisto and Diablo, and Doctor Strange isn't the best, but hey man, I brought usually 1 synergy champ for every single war of this Alliance War season, so 1 synergy champ isn't too big a deal, and also, you really don't need it, right? So Doctor Strange here gives plus 70% incinerate energy damage. Cool. Diablo's an amazing war attacker. And with Mephisto here, this is really cool, especially for what we're going to be doing today. Gain 50% of a bar of power when a poison debuff would be gained. And also Diablo poison effects on the opponent reduce healing effects by 50% each instead of 30%, which is really great for him, especially with willpower in Alliance War, right? So we don't need either of these for Mephisto. And if you guys saw like my Captain America Sam Wilson video like last week, right, where his damage like isn't like the best generally speaking, but in content like Alliance War and Battlegrounds where health pools are on the lower side, that's where those champions are going to shine. And I feel like Mephisto is one of those champions too. So there's a fight here that just happens to be in Alliance War at the moment, right, with perfect timing on path 9. Okay, there's a Vision Arcus here who is a pretty tough defender, especially on this node. He's a very specific defender in general, and this node is very specific. This node on path 9, Hazard Shift here. Striking the defender has a 40% chance to inflict the attacker with an Incinerate debuff. We highly benefit from that because we're going to heal from willpower and also 0 damage, and we're going to be gaining power from it. And then it shifts to every 12 seconds. It's a swap for a chance to inflict a poison debuff instead. Now that's really great because we're going to gain power from that with Diablo synergy, and also we're immune to it. So pretty much this entire node here is shut off. On top of that, at the start of the fight, we're going to imprison Arcus's soul, so he's not going to be gaining his power gain buffs. And on top of that, we're immune to Cold Snap. So I feel like it's fair to say Mephisto is a very top option for this fight here, especially with like Ghost pretty much consistently being banned. Ghost is really good for Arcus on this node. This is why I've taken him with Ghost many times, but when Ghost is banned every Alliance War pretty much right now, right? and we're trying to like force something onto path 9. I feel like having a Mephisto I feel like having a Mephisto available is pretty darn nice to have. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go in here against this vision, and we're going to test this out, and we're going to see what happens, man. And I'm pretty excited to see, all right? So let's try it out, man. I'm doing this live Alliance War. Let's see. See, all right, this guy's running suicides, unfortunately, but as you can see, right? Ooh, there's the Schadenfreude node here, which is making us take some nice amount of damage, unfortunately. But we're going to go for the special 2, activate the aura here, all right? Because we have a little bit longer on the soul imprisonment. And now we're going to go for this one over here. Oh, another one. Wow. All the way back up to a special. I meant to go for a special 1, but that's okay. Because as you can see here, watch, we're not going to get a cold snap debuff. So this fight is pretty much just like a wash at this point. I mean, this guy was running suicides, but like, let's say if this fight was 50% longer, it would have to go on for like 20 more seconds. I actually meant to like change special 1s here, but I was gaining so much power from the incinerates because this fight was such a breeze. He pretty much turned the entire fight off. So while editing this video, there's a few things that I realized. When you're doing Alliance War, you're usually always boosted, right? So you're boosted up, and ideally you want to be at rank 3. So while that Arcus was running the Suicide Masteries, we were at rank 2 without any boosts. So I feel like a rank 3 Mephisto with some small boosts on versus an Arcus without suicides would look very similar, if not even better. So all in all, man, very impressed by that fight. Now, one thing that you do have to keep in mind here when you're doing this fight with Mephisto, if you do, there's that node Schadenfreude, right? Which definitely, it's like, look right here, or is it Blood in the Water? I don't know, it's they both do the same thing. Blood in the Water. While the attacker is suffering from a debuff, the defender gains a passive fury granting plus 200% attack rating, lasting until all debuffs on the attacker expire. Alright? So that's obviously goes hand in hand with Hazard Shift. So you don't want to take too many blocked hits, which is very fair, right? But now let's go up against this Terrax and see what happens against Terrax. Now this is just a 5-star Terrax, and I would imagine he's probably running suicides too. But let's just see, man. We're gonna go up against Hazard Shift again. Yeah, he is running suicides. But as you can see, look at how we're just gaining power here, which is nuts. Go for one of these. Go for one of these. And we're still gaining power. Go for one of these. Go for another one of these. And we're just letting the incinerates kind of tick the defender down. And as you can see, especially if you're running Mystic Dispersion, which I don't have on at the moment, you're going to be continually getting more power. And of course, that Terrax was a 5-star and running the Suicide Mastery. So this fight, again, went by a little bit faster than it would normally, right? And I feel like, you know, for example, that fight right there, Captain Marvel movie would be ideal, no doubt about it. But the main reason I'm ranking up Mephisto is for Battlegrounds, right? What we're seeing right here is a champion who doesn't typically have the best damage output, right? But his damage output is more than fine enough to handle health pools of around 100 to 200,000 very efficiently. Now, if I were to drop down to 30% health, I'm going to not die and regenerate my health as well, which is also very valuable in a mode like Battlegrounds where I don't want to die and I want to kill the defender with as much health as possible, right? So I feel like champions like Mephisto are going to be really great options for that mode. Sneaky attackers who can do really good stuff with some nice damage over time and the ability to change specials with some solid utility as well. One downside to Mephisto is that for whatever reason, he uses his souls and then he like loses them throughout the quest, right? So for me, he's kind of like a 1 or 2 in the chamber type champion, which is a perfect type of champion for Battlegrounds or very specific 1 or 2 fights in Alliance War, right? So let's say there was like an Arcus on node 49. He'd be great for it, right? You go in, 1 in the chamber, boom, you got it. In Battlegrounds, you go in, 1 fight. That's all you have to worry about. So I feel like Mephisto is a solid rank up for Battlegrounds because not only is he a sneaky good attacker for that kind of stuff, he's an amazing defender who requires a very specific counter. So another champion I was looking at for a potential Battlegrounds rank up was Electro, but my issue with Electro is that he's pretty useless on attack 90% of the time unless there's going to be shocks we have to avoid, right? Mephisto, he can get through a lot of stuff. He has triple immunity, right? Poison, Cold Snap, and Incinerate, and he benefits very highly whenever there are Incinerates, okay? He can negate all buffs, and he has that consistent damage over time from the Special 1 and the Special 2, not even to mention he has a really solid power drain on the Special 3 as well, right? Once a fight, Mephisto instantly drains up to 2 power bars from the opponent. If the maximum amount is drained, Mephisto activates his Aura of Incineration for the rest of the fight. So you can push him up to 3 bars of power, and you're good to go. So this guy, I really think is going to be a very solid attacker and defender for Battlegrounds, man. That being said, for the rest of the game, Battlegrounds is one mode that isn't even out yet, so Mephisto could absolutely use a little bit of love. I feel like he shouldn't be a one-in-the-chamber champ where you use his utility and then it's kind of gone. Now, you can build a whole team around him in order to make him a little bit more viable for like a whole quest, but at the end of the day, that isn't always practical. So for me, the way I view Mephisto is that 1 or 2 in the chamber type champ with some sneaky good utility and some solid enough damage output that's really going to ruin someone's day on defense. So I'm pretty happy with this rank up. I think he did really well on Path 9 here in War, just throwing him in just to see. He did very, very well, especially against Arcus. And yeah, man, that's really going to be it for this video. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, drop your boy a big ol' like. Let me know what you think about Mephisto and how viable he's going to be for Battlegrounds in the comment section below. And make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any Battlegrounds gameplay coming to you when it goes live in the future. We'll probably throw Mephisto in there. Maybe he'll be at rank 3. I don't know. But anyway, I'll be seeing you around.